Our story begins with a fundamental shift, a pivot from chasing herds to planting seeds that rewove the very fabric of human time. Imagine a morning 8 millennia ago. In a mud brick hamlet by the Tigris, a woman smooths a damp clay tablet. The air is alive with the scent of wood smoke and the sound of goat bells. This is the dawn of settlement. Farming anchored humanity to the land. With surplus came growth, and villages soon knit themselves into towns. Along the great rivers, a new order emerged. Fields fed granaries, granaries fed rulers, and rulers forged the world's first states. With this stability came new tools of control. Writing systems tracked the harvest. Codified laws tamed disputes. Bureaucracy and currency made trust portable. A debt paid in barley could be marked on clay. From the Indus Valley to the Yellow River, cities mapped streets, managed water, and measured the passage of time. But what holds strangers together long enough to build a world? In the middle of the first millennia before the Common Era, an era we call the Axial Age, thinkers across continents began to ask, what is just? What is sacred? Their answers became the moral compass for entire empires. Soon, a web of roots stitched these worlds together. The Silk Roads crossed arid basins, and monsoon winds powered trade across the Indian Ocean. Trans-Saharan caravans moved not just salt, but stories. These arteries of commerce carried migrants and microbes, raising some empires and toppling others. Knowledge itself became cargo, as paper, gunpowder, and the compass slipped between cultures, turning insight into power. Then the world turned on an oceanic axis. Ships charted new courses, looping the Americas, Africa, Europe, and Asia. The Columbian Exchange swapped crops, peoples, and pathogens on a planetary scale. Our modern world, our screens, our diets, our supply chains, is an heir to these currents.
Today's global shocks, from pandemics to prices, are echoes of these ancient linkages. Now, picture a humid Paris morning in the late 18th century. In a cramped print shop, a young apprentice feels a freshly printed sheet on human rights crackle between her ink-stained fingers. An idea, once written, could not be contained. From Paris, arguments for liberty leaped into Boston meeting halls and Caribbean cane fields, where the rebels of Haiti would radically reimagine freedom. The right to rule moved from palaces to the people. Then, steam, coal, and iron rewired life itself. Coal became a second sun, powering factories that swelled into cities, pulling in workers from far and wide. Machines multiplied cloth, schedules conquered sleep, and iron hulls replaced wooden masts. This new industrial power fed empire, and empire in turn fed industry, binding the planet in a new, unequal web. Who belonged to the nation, and who paid the price? A decision made at a loom in Manchester could set lives in motion at a port in West Africa. When these pressures broke, the world convulsed. 2 world wars shattered old empires and old certainties. Across Africa and Asia, one flag was lowered at dusk, and a new one was raised at dawn. The Cold War that followed froze borders, but it could not stop the flow of trade, science, and culture. Then, globalization and the digital revolution accelerated everything. Today, supply chains, social feeds, and migration braid our fates together as never before. As code reshapes our work and genome editing promises new cures, we face the same timeless crossroads of power and belonging. This history matters. It echoes in our policies, our classrooms, and our kitchens. It shapes how we vote, how we heal, and how we see one another. It is the memory that steers our future.